Hey you guys, welcome to week 3 of August, where we are talking all about the art of enjoying your life. So this week I only have one tip for you, and it's going to be the same next week as well. And I think that makes sense because for enjoyment, it's all about savoring more and doing less. And so we've been winding down this whole month as we integrate all of the skills we've been practicing for the last 2 months. So it's only one tip, but it's a really good one. And I think it will take you this week to really think about that and integrate it in. And like I said, we're going to do the same thing for next week. So let's talk about our stories. What are our stories? They are all the narratives we tell ourselves about who we are and what is possible for our life. They can be expansive and they can help us grow, or they can be really limiting and they can shrink our lives, they can shrink our sense of self, and they can limit us. So it's helpful to know what our stories are, especially about enjoyment. Because believe it or not, we all have stories about how much joy we're allowed to have in our lives and other things that can block us from enjoying our life even more. So how do we find those stories? I have a set of questions for you. So I suggest you get a journal and grab a little bit of time so that you can think about these questions and answer them. So the questions are, excuse me, how much joy is too much? What would happen if you were to fully enjoy your life exactly as it is right now? Would you be able to do it? Does that put anxiety in you? Is there any fear? Are you restless about that? And why? Do a little discovery on that. Do I feel guilty for enjoying my life? Or do I feel anxious when I think about it? And why? And do I feel like enjoyment has to be earned, right? Do I feel like I have to work before I can enjoy my life, or I have to work for joy? And do I feel like joy and enjoying my life might get in the way of my next achievement? So spend a little time with those, with your journal, and I will put those questions in the text that is going along with this video. But I also wanted to give you a little head start and tell you 3 common stories that I see with women that will definitely block your joy. And I want to walk you through why they'll block your joy. So look out for these stories as you answer those questions above. The first one is this idea that my life is not enjoyable right now. I am not allowed, or I can't enjoy my life right now because it's too ordinary, or it's not enough. It's not good enough, right? But when I get to a life that is extraordinary, when I am thinner or richer, or when I have met the one, or whatever it is, then I'll be able to enjoy my life. Now, the problem with this is that our desires and the things that we want, that we think will make our life extraordinary, they are always up ahead of us. They always supersede our life right now. That's just how human beings work. So if you're continually waiting for the next dream to come true, your joy is always going to be up ahead of you, and you're never going to get to experience it. That's why that one doesn't work and will definitely limit your joy. Now, the second one I see a lot of women also engaging in is this idea that if I enjoy my life right now, everything's gonna fall apart. I have to be really hyper vigilant and I have to control everything around me. And if I ever relax and enjoy my life, the wheels will fall off, chaos will engulf, but when I get my anxiety down, when I perfect my mental state, or when I control everything around me and everything settles down, then I can enjoy my life. The problem with that is that it never happens. You can never fully control the externals around you, and oftentimes we practice things like anxiety, and so wherever we go, we bring it with us. So you will be forever waiting to enjoy your life if you have that belief. And last, the third one I see a lot of time is this idea that I'll enjoy my life once the work is done. I have to achieve and I have to do all of this work to earn joy. When the work is finally done, then I can relax and enjoy my life. And the problem with that one, I bet you can guess already, the work is never done. There's always more to add to the to-do list. A lot of times this one is also linked to this idea that I'm only worthwhile when I am working. I am only of value and can only feel good about myself when I am producing or working. Now, what those three stories have in common, in case you didn't pick up on it, is this theme of perfectionism and waiting. Once I get things perfect, then I will enjoy my life. And that is a very limiting belief that will definitely stop you from enjoying your life. And worse, joy and enjoyment actually has the sort of the balm and the solution to all three of those problems that was just discussed. Joy actually does something really useful for us, and we need it. We need it daily, if not weekly, right? And what it does for us is it's very healing, right? Life has friction in it. There's frustrations. There's just things that limit us in life, and it can be hard and difficult. And enjoying our lives, enjoying a sunset, a good conversation, enjoying the people around us, enjoying the achievements we've already made, it actually soothes us and it makes us feel good and like life still has purpose and meaning. So it can solve for that, but more than that, it really heals our sense of equilibrium and our sense of peace, right? It restores our nervous system back to good. So it's kind of an anti-anxiety medication in and of itself. Further, joy and enjoyment actually motivates us, and it does so in a way that protects us from burnout. So when we savor something that we really enjoy, it feels good and we want more of that. So it motivates us to go after more, to get more in our life, but it does it in a way that, like I said, protects us from burnout. So instead of grinding away in a joyless existence and trying to do more and work harder, which will definitely exhaust you and burn you out, joy does it from the opposite end. It says, oh, this feels so good. I want to enjoy more. I'll work a little bit more and then I'll enjoy a little bit more. So it's very protective in that way. But the thing is, and I think you've noticed from these stories I've told you about, joy doesn't just come to us, right? We have to actually make time for it. We have to actually be able to focus on it and prioritize it. And that really starts with us changing our stories. We have to change our stories to ones that allow us to feel more enjoyment in our life. So as you grab those questions from the first half that I gave you, that again will be in the text, and you look at them, take one of them that has a limiting belief with it and go ahead and transform that story in the ways that we have been learning. So for the last 2 months, we have learned how to change stories, and we've practiced that skill set. In week 3 of June, we learned how to create a beautiful story. In week 3 of July, we learned how to create a happier story. So that same skill set we're going to use here. So you're going to take one limiting story that you have, and then you're going to go ahead and work through it the way that I taught you before. I will link to those worksheets and those lessons in the previous months, but I suggest you use that method to transform that story. The reason why I really like that method is because our stories can be very convincing. We can really have a blind spot and think that they are absolutely true. And in that way, we can believe they're really helping us, and that can be seductive. When you go through the methodology that I showed you and taught you, you actually look and you can see, when I believe that story, it causes me to have these emotions. I take these actions, and this is what I really want, and these actions are leading me farther away from what I want. Once you understand that your stories are not getting you where you want to go, it's much easier to want to give them up and create new stories that will actually get you where you want to go. So that's what we're doing this week. I'll be doing it right along with you. And I hope you guys have fun. It is such a good feeling to be able to enjoy your life even more. And I'll see you sometime next week. Bye.